What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. I hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. So I want to ask a question. I got a lot of Bay Area, or not Bay Area, California followers. Subscribers rather, not followers. Subscribers that just subscribe to my channel. And I really want to ask y'all a question. I'm going to ask it to my New York people as well. So I get on Twitter today and I see a video of a large group of Asians. They were fighting. This is in the Bay Area of California, allegedly, right? But I believe it was in the Bay Area of California. I don't know what city. People say the Bay Area, that's broad. I don't know what city it was in, but they said the Bay Area. And these Asians were fighting each other. And while they was fighting each other, they was calling each other the N-word, right? And I was just like, wow. It boggles my mind when I hear non-black people, especially like Asians and Polynesians, saying the N-word. And it's crazy to me. It's disrespectful. And I just do not like it at all, right? And so, like, first I want to know how my people in California, how do y'all feel about, like, Pacific Islanders and, like, Asians saying the N-word? And why is it, why is it so prevalent? It seems to be prevalent in California. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be disrespectful when I say this at all. I'm just wondering, why is it? I think I know why it is. I think I know, and I made other videos talking about this. I think I know why it is. And it's strange to me because in Chicago, you would just never see that. They would never be saying that word around, like they just would never be hollering that word out. And I think why is like that, why they wouldn't do it in Chicago is because Chicago is not like a port city where, I mean, immigrants do come to Chicago. Immigrants come here. They do. You just seen migrants come here and all of that. But like, they don't live amongst us. When I say us, I mean black people. So I guess they don't feel like they have a pass to say it. We don't grow up with them. They don't go to high school and schools with us. It's rarely like, we only had like a handful, like 2 hands full of Hispanics in our school for real, right? In high school, I went to Morgan Park High School in Chicago. Elementary school, bro, I can't remember a Hispanic person in my school at all, right? They don't live in our neighborhoods. They don't go play basketball with us at the basketball courts. They don't go to the same corner stores and stuff we go to. Like, Chicago is so segregated that black people grow up amongst black people, right? And I think in like places like New York and like California, these are like port locations to where immigrants come in and they live amongst other black citizens, right? Other black residents. And I think like they become ingratiated in the neighborhood. And I think that, you know, black people, some of y'all grew up with them and they get like comfortable saying it because black folks give passes. Some black people give them passes and they feel like, oh, they one of us, right? But to me, I just think it's insane. One, because we know how that word was used to denigrate our ancestors, right? Now, do I say it? Yeah, I say it sometimes. I do. You heard me say it on this channel. You have, right? Not a lot, but you heard me say it occasionally, right? I don't really say it a lot. I really don't, right? Now, I know people gonna be like, well, y'all shouldn't say it either. Bro, cut it out. Because there's certain words that black people can't say, we get in trouble for. We can't say the K word in reference to Jewish people. We can't say the C word in reference to Asian people. We can't say the F word in reference to gay people. We can't say those type of things, right? So it's just certain words that stay within certain communities, and it is what it is, right? Like, people of that group can say it to each other, but not outside of it. But I just be wondering, like, man, like I've seen, like, my homie is from San Diego. My homie had it used against him like a racial slur. Like, he got into it with some Hispanics at a baseball game after they spilled beer all over his son. His son was like maybe 5 or 6, and they never apologized for it, right? They just said, oh, sorry. And they just spilled beer all over him like he was drenched in it, right? And he's like, yo, first they didn't even notice. He said, did you just see you spill beer on my son? Oh, sorry. Like, yo, they didn't even care. And so my boy was making a fuss about it. Like, yo, come on, you ain't even showing compassion. You spilled beer on a little kid. And the Asian dude that was with the Hispanic dudes was like, effing N-word, right? And he's like, what the fuck? And my boy whooped them. Whooped all of them. Whooped the Asian and the Hispanics in the crowd. It was his own video and everything, right? Crazy. It actually hit TMZ. It was at a San Diego Padres game, right? But anyway, I be like, yo, why is that word Like I remember on Vlad TV this like Asian dude from the Bay. I don't know where was he from. I don't know if he was from Stockton or something. He was like a Crip, and he was like he used the word and he dare somebody check him. And I'm looking like, what the fuck? For him to be so emboldened and then poking his chest out like he dare somebody to check him. I'm like, what the fuck? How are you saying that word? And that's just like a thing, and you just like you daring somebody to check you by the word that don't like you have no connection to this word. It was not used to denigrate your ancestors. This is not a word you grew up using, and why I don't like it too, because you know they holler that N-word out when they get around their grandmamas. If their grandmama is an Islander or Asian, they don't be N-wording it up when they get around grandmama, granddaddy, and their elder statesmen in their family. They keep it cool, keep it cute. They keep it respective to their culture, right? They ain't hollering the N-word all crazy. So it's like you get around your people, you act right, then want to come around, man, hollering the N-word all that. Like, what the fuck? Like, that shit is like an episode of the Boondocks for me. And I'm like, but again, it's probably because of where I come from and how, like, they just would never feel emboldened to use that word because we don't grow up with them for them to use it. Now, and I also can kind of, and I'm going to say this too, the Asian Crips and Bloods and Pacific Islander Crip and Bloods, it's crazy to me too because y'all know I do not like gang culture, and I have a lot of people in my family that are gang affiliated. I do, a lot of them. I still don't like it, you know, and they know that, but I'll put them on the channel and interview them about things, right? But these gangs, oftentimes they were started out as one thing and they deviated away from it. These gangs hunt down other black men, right? How y'all giving a license to Asians and Pacific Islanders to be in a gang that hunts down other black men that sell dope to black folks in the black community? How y'all giving a license to them to do that? It just is crazy to me, right? I don't know. Like, I ain't never met in Chicago an Asian GD or nothing like that. But again, we don't grow up amongst them, so it's just a little different. Now I will say this too, and it's gonna apply to damn, what the fuck? This can apply to New York as well. Like, now in Chicago, you will probably see some Hispanics saying the N-word. I'm going to say this though. A lot of them, the ones that do it, again, they have to grow up and be real close friends with them. A lot of the, like, it was some Asians, I mean, not Asians. It was some Hispanics, I'm sorry. In my school with me, like two hands full, we never heard them say the N-word once. Probably because they didn't feel comfortable because they didn't grow up with us. Or maybe they just didn't use it, right? But they never felt comfortable using it. It's some Asians that I knew. I'm not Asians. I keep saying Asians. It was Hispanics that I knew from other like being in like a pharmacy program. And the Hispanics in that program, they never said the N-word, right? And I don't know, again, if they just knew they were afraid we would feel some type of way about it or what. But it is some people in Chicago that would let the N-word slide with some Hispanics, especially the ones that they probably not grew up with, or they're close to, I would say, because we don't grow up with Hispanics in Chicago. Like, it's rare as hell. We see a Hispanic in our neighborhood, we looking around like, how the hell, what the fuck? It's only in certain, like, affluent areas where you might see that. Not even affluent. It's rare on not Hispanic, white people in our neighborhoods. It's affluent areas. It's not in black neighborhoods like Inglewood and stuff like that, and none of that. Not with Chief Keef, Lil Durk, and them, D-Rose, and where I grew up, we was not seeing Hispanics or white people or Asians, none of that. But it's just like and in New York too, like, I see Hispanics using the N-word a lot. Like, it's just a thing. Even like when Jennifer Lopez said the N-word though, even though historically black people be kind of lenient on letting Hispanics say the N-word, because Fat Joe said it all the time, and I still got something with that too. I know I can't beat everybody up to say the N-word, but I remember when I heard Jennifer Lopez say that shit, I was like, bro, what the fuck? As a little kid, I felt uncomfortable. Like, I don't think she can say that. Like, seeing 6ix9ine holler the N-word over and over again, he is a white Hispanic. White. Like, and I'm looking like, yo, the white Hispanic just hollering out the N-word. It just feels, I feel like, I'll be like, bro, no. I don't feel like nobody that's not black should not be. I feel like anybody non-black should not be using it, right? Now, again, ain't no Asians or none of them, or Arabs or none of them gonna say that in Chicago, the N-word. You might have some Hispanics that might try to say it, but again, you gotta grow up around black people like that. But I wanna know, people on the East Coast and West Coast, what is it with non-black people just saying the N-word so much in y'all locations? Let me know, educate me.